welcome to Let's Play Gran Turismo 3, episode 90? Yeah, 90. And where it is officially time for us to get through our final rally event in this game, which is Special Stage Route 5 Wet Reverse. And well, I've decided for this event I'm going to be more diverse with my choices, as which I'm not going to use one car for this event, I'm going to use two. And ultimately, both of those cars which I'm going to use will end up being JGTC cars. Let's see now. Oh, here it is. Now for the first race, for the first two races, I'm going to drive the Nissan C-West Razo Silvia. And then for the third race, I'm going to drive the Toyota superautobacs Apex MRS. And where I'm pretty certain that since both of these are GT300 cars, I am pretty sure I don't need the turbo. So yeah, same prize giving structure as we always get, and also furthermore, I like how this event has the Lancia Delta on the front cover, and the car we're up against is once again the Impreza rally car prototype. And just taking off the assists, and let's get through race number 1. Where already I'm off to an even start, and to any of you who are asking me why exactly I chose to make my choices more diverse for this event, well, the simple reason for that is because, well, I've already used this car once in arcade mode. As a matter of fact, I've used both of them once in arcade mode, to be precise, and I am pretty certain that if I make my choices more diverse for this event, then obviously it will prove, of course, that I have officially marked my territory. At least I will have marked my territory on YouTube. For including some diversity for the choice of cars which I use, and I think it's pretty clear to say that I definitely do not need a turbo on either this nor the Toyota, because I'm pretty sure the GT300 cars are clearly faster than the rally cars regardless of what happens. And already at the moment, I'm basically just running away with this race. The way it stands at the present time. Although, keep in mind, of course, I am trying to see if I can include some equity as well as equality. And, oddly enough, since I should probably also mention that I have also used every rally car in my garage that I can use. I ultimately just decided I would do something different, and I would use both of my GT300 cars. And at the moment, as I would have expected from race 1, I am already just running away with this race, because I am nearly 7 seconds clear of the Subaru. Even with the mistakes I'm making, I am still running away with this event. and I'm now virtually 9 seconds ahead of the Subaru, so I think it's pretty clear to say that from here I will definitely win the first race, regardless of what happens for the remainder. Alright, so, one race down and still 2 to go. But yeah, it's also because, well, since I drove this car at Route 5 wet reverse in arcade mode, that was the main reason why I decided I was going to be more diverse with my choices, because I like to include variety on my channel. Alright, race 2, and where I am more or less suspecting this will go pretty much the same way the first race did. Also, to those of you who are asking if I will need a turbo on this thing, I don't think that will prove to be the case, because ultimately I am pretty sure GT300 cars can beat rally cars without the usage of a turbo, from what I can sympathise. And of course, as I anticipated, I immediately take the lead. Although this could be a closer race than the first one was, considering the pretzel does have some tuning on for this second race, or probably has more power than he did in the first race. Although, it doesn't really make much of a difference because I'm already leading this thing by 2 seconds. And I'm not concentrating because I got distracted. But it's fine, because no one is causing a disturbance in my room right now. Anyways. Oh, fuck me. Yep, okay. I was clearly not concentrating there. I literally made a rookie mistake there. Although, it doesn't matter too much because, since I know the AI don't appear to get around Route 5 as quick as I do, I'm pretty sure that I will manage to catch up to the leader by the time we get halfway through the second lap, or at least before we reach the halfway point of the second lap. But yeah, I literally made a rookie mistake there, and as I anticipated, the beneficiaries of the AI not being as consistent around this circuit as myself, ultimately I've just immediately caught up to the pretzel and trying to go for a manoeuvre down the inside. He closes the door, that's more or less fair play, and I am just hoping that I do not make the same mistake I did before, because I literally pulled off a David Coulthard there when I did that. As in, like, I basically just thought for sure that I was going to be entering pit road, and then suddenly, just like that, I wrecked right before I came into the pits. I literally wrecked at pit entry. is essentially what David Coulthard did. And I'm pretty sure that was Adelaide 95 that happened, from what I can remember. But yeah, I literally pulled off a David Coulthard when I did that, because I was not concentrating on where the road was and where the pit lane was. Anyways, I now have a 2.4 second interval to the pretzel as we now head through the hairpin. Oh crap! And I also forgot that in wet conditions, this thing is quite a handful, I might add, because I'm sliding about quite a lot in this thing at the moment in wet conditions. Although it doesn't matter too much, because since I do have the more superior car in terms of acceleration and speed, ultimately I am officially going to win race number 2. And also because, well, I made the obvious choice by using both of the GT300 cars. Right, 2 races down and still 1 remains, and that one actually wasn't as dominant as I thought it was going to be, because I only won by 2.2 seconds. Well, I guess that's more or less what I'm probably going to expect in the final race, as long as I don't wreck like I did in this one. So yeah, as long as I don't crash again, I am pretty sure that I will probably win the final race with relative ease. And Toyota, where is it? Here it is. I'm now going to switch over to this thing. Because again, diversity. It exists. Well, at least I can say diversity exists on my channel. Anyways, it is now time for our last rally race in this game. And I am pretty sure this will probably be more or less an easy dub. But let's wait and see. Already getting some wheel spin off the line, and already firsthand I can tell this thing definitely has some more grip than the Silvia did. And already I am closing in on the pretzel nicely. He is not going to get away from me too soon, looks like. Doesn't look like he's going to pull away by too much, from what I can tell. Even though, oddly enough, I did manage to win the 3rd race on the normal Route 5 wet circuit when I drove the Focus, and oddly enough, since I was literally proving, of course, to be better than the Evo 7 was through the corners during that race, that was ultimately, even though it was literally a photo finish, that was ultimately what had officially won me that race. And already the GT300 superiority is proving to be beneficial. As I am beginning to stretch out a comfortable lead to the Subaru as a result of my cornering speed advantage, and as I would have anticipated, he is closing in again. But again, because I'm using a GT300 car for this event, I am sure that I will not need a turbo. And just having to look behind me to see if anyone is still in my room. Although it probably won't matter too much because, well, this is a noise cancelling microphone after all. I don't think it'll record too many of the sounds in the background of my room. And as I say that, I have elapsed. I officially have an elapsion in concentration. Although that's probably not a word, but anyways, yeah. Because elapsed concentration. And already, as I would have anticipated, I am starting to pull away. From the pretzel, as we now enter the third lap. Although, oddly enough, he is keeping up with me down the front stretch, because he has the turbo on. He's just literally eating my spread once we get down that front stretch, which is one thing I have noticed. And this is actually proving to be a pretty good race. Certainly a close one, as I am continuing to slide around in comparison to the Subaru. Oh, crap. Oh, fuck me. Yep, okay, I'm still fishtailing. Even though this thing is rear-wheel drive like the Silvia, and also has more horsepower than the Silvia does. Arguably, I'm still pretty much in the same position I was when I competed against this thing in the first two races. Because I used the Silvia for the first two races, and yet, oddly enough, for the final race where I am using the Toyota, this does not really look that much different from when I did the normal Route 5 event. Even though the Scooby is able to close up on me down the front stretch, unfortunately his adaptability towards the corners is not as beneficial, and that is where, orthodoxly, I am able to get the advantage. Meanwhile, the Scooby's not falling too far behind. He is managing to keep up with me as we head through the corners, since he has the turbo on. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to beat the GT300 supremacy in the intermittable conditions, or changeable conditions, I should say. Anyways, final lap. The Scooby, I would imagine, is going to close in down the back stretch, sorry, the front stretch once again. Got a little bit of a fishtail there, but managing to correct the oversteer before the issue worsened. And officially, it looks as though I am going to fend off from the Subaru to officially win race 1. Sorry, to officially sweep all the rally events. And ultimately overall, this will probably be the first time ever in this game where I have actually sweeped all the races in a section of events. But officially, I am going to sweep all 10 of the rally events. And where I basically managed to comfortably lead from start to finish, more or less. And ultimately, there we go! And I also set a new best lap time in the process. And in the end, didn't win by too much, only won by 2 seconds over the Impreza. Considering he did try with the turbo, but unfortunately he did not have the supremacy to beat me under those conditions. So apparently it might be GT300 has beaten WRC, and I am also going to save the replay whilst I'm here. Because I do not have any shots of the superautobacs MRS yet. And what prize car do we win this time? We get... another Impreza rally car prototype. I already have one of these things, but whatever. And for completing all the rally events, we get this thing. We get the Pikes Peak Suzuki Escudo. This is the thing. And that's all you're getting from me. Because even though this thing drives remarkably around test course, it does not drive very well around any other circuit. Except for test course. Because, well, that's just an oval. So we are now 85.6% complete with the game overall, and obviously, since I already have one of these things, and just gonna check to be sure. Do I have one of these things? I'm sure I do. Just want to check to be sure. And... what is it? Yeah, I do have one of these things. Okay. Well, I am just going to sell this one because I have no usage for it. And... let's now get a glimpse at the Pikes Peak version, Suzuki Escudo. Also, furthermore, yes, the eyes do not deceive you. This thing has 973 horsepower, along with a V6 engine and also 4 turbochargers. Yes, that's literally how much horsepower this thing has. Even though it was basically Gran Turismo 4 when this car had really started to lose its luster. I mean, it was a good car in GT2, there's no doubt about that. But then, I think it was pretty much after that where every other game in the series that featured this car had basically, you know, just dubbed this car as pretty much being undrivable. Unless it was on an oval, like test course. Anyways, I'm done. So, all of our rally events are now done, and next time we shall be getting started with the endurance events. Stay tuned.